Hi, if you are seeing this, then it's definitely meant to find you at this time. The proof of that is that I don't post on YouTube. I really have no YouTube ground, no YouTube following, so if you see this, just know that it's something that was on my heart and that needed to be shared with you, and that it is meant for you today. First off, I want to talk about what I've been seeing a lot, which is on social media, there's been this rumination over girlhood, especially like phrases like I'm just a girl, or us ruminating over old TV shows that we loved, pieces of childhood. And they aren't just limited to just girlhood. They're in every sort of piece of nostalgia that we see on, whether it be our TikTok or an old edit on Instagram of a film we liked, or an old toy we used to play with. These blips of nostalgia pop up so much in social media, and they make us feel warm and fuzzy inside. And if you are seeing this, I want you to know that that part of you that loves the past and loves nostalgia and loves parts of girlhood, it's actually a tool that you can take refuge in when the world gets too big, too scary. We really stop learning how to treat ourselves like children that we love when we become an adult. And it is probably until we have our own families that we forget how to do this. But everything that you want and everything that you want to achieve starts with you being nicer to yourself and treating you like something small and something precious, like your girlhood that you really love. That is the key to you believing in yourself, almost in a childlike, splendorous way that makes you feel excited to wake up and explore. That is the feeling that's going to attract whatever it is that you want. Let me put this in clearer terms. I posted a thread a while back about how girlhood is kind of this refuge that we take in order to escape womanhood, in order to escape the constant race, the constant expectations that we have as a woman to overperform in a society that ultimately wasn't constructed by us. I would love to go into that more, but for time's sake, girlhood is a foundation upon which we build. And we don't even realize it, because it's only when we get hit with these blips of nostalgia and this warmth that you get when you do something that's kind of is like, let's say you're hanging out with your girlfriends and you guys decide to do something that you would have done when you were 9 years old. It fills you, right? It warms you. It's this refuge that we take, and it often feels like we don't really know why it's so comforting. And maybe it's comforting because it brings us warm memories. But I think it's more than that. I think it is this safe place that we take to escape from the race, especially the race of expectation and of competition and of never-ending, non-stop, no time for nothing. New York is so loud. This attitude that we have as women, this never-ending race for achievement and statistic and strategy and growth and exponential growth that we have as women. And girlhood is kind of this voice that says it's okay to stop growing. It's okay to grow down and remember me and remember all the good that you shared as a girl. And when we say the phrase like I'm just a girl, we're essentially just relinquishing ourselves from that expectation. There's so much on girlhood out now. There's so much. And I think it's a second home for us. And I love girlhood. I ruminated it a lot. But I think it's a superpower. That's why I think it's no mistake that you found me. I think it's a superpower, because when we start treating ourselves and nurturing ourselves like girlhood used to nurture us, we become the women we always wanted to be. And when we start treating ourselves with that kindness and that love and that childlike, just dreamlike belief that everything is going to be all right, it becomes tangible, and it becomes something that we seek rather than strive to achieve. Because there's a difference between seeking something out of splendor and of discovery and wanting to achieve something. There is a difference. One of them is taking joy in the journey, and one of them is taking only joy in the result. And I think that girlhood shows us that there's a way for us to see the beauty of the journey if we so want to take that refuge. I personally have been one to love the feeling of achievement, love the feeling of achieving something that I'm proud of. And don't get me wrong, that feeling is amazing. But I think that that's actually just like us. And looking back, like I loved achieving the things that I've achieved thus far, but I think there's beauty in seeking and beauty in the journey of those things too, and the memories that that holds. So if anything, girlhood to me just represents that I can be a little easier on myself than I once was. I can be a little bit easier on myself. The past couple years, I think I've realized that I need to be easier on myself in order to get to the places that I want to go. If I'm not, then I'm gonna run out of ink and it's not gonna be as beautiful as it is in my head because I've been so fixated on the result. So in essence, girlhood is making me think, I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl and I'm on this journey and I'm loving what the journey brings. And I have faith and cushion and refuge in knowing where it'll take me. But for right now, I'm just a girl. And I don't think that has to go away. There's also a logical side to me that's saying, I don't want you to think I'm telling you to negate all your responsibilities and your strategies. Those are all beautiful. But I think the root from which those things come is very different when you're fixated on achievement and when you're seeking something. It's very, very different. And that requires us to ask ourselves, what are we doing here? What's our purpose? What do we really, 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 really want? That's not contingent upon other people. And I think the only place we can find that is girlhood. Because in girlhood, what makes our hearts sing is ultimately what our purpose is. Because that's a never-ending fountain that just pours. And it's a never-ending fountain that just pours out what we want to seek and what we want to do. Because you can think of the times in girlhood when you felt happy. It's a beautiful nostalgic place to look back at now, but back then it was just like a part of our journey. It was just one of a memory in a day that we loved and that we lived fully. And I just want to, more than anything, encourage you to apply that now and see what happens. See what happens when you go from the perspective of girlhood is here for you and it wants you to seek rather than just strive to achieve. Because no time for nothing means no time for life, and no time for life means kind of a waste of time, in my opinion, given that we're only here for a tiny little blip. I hope that this message was helpful to you if you found it. It's a little short, but it's just something I felt I had to say to you. So maybe I'll be back to talk more. Tell me if you want that to happen. In the meantime, go enjoy your girlhood.